Okay, I've been told that Linus is not supposed to be here. Oh, hey F9, how's it going? Yes, I am. Good spot on the name. Might change this name as well. Okay, we're nearly there. Nearly have enough. My voice is low. Let me test. How low is it?
My voice is
low. Okay, there we go. We've got a correct person in. Is everybody on the correct teams? I don't actually know. So we're just waiting for... Okay. So we're going to be starting shortly. Who's this? Infinity Vision. Okay, we're nearly going to be starting. Just waiting on some confirmation that both of the teams are indeed ready. And once we get that, we're going to be going into the game. Okay, so east side of Legion are ready soon. And then Pixies, considering they only have 6 in the lobby, I'm assuming, unless they're waiting for other players to join, I'm assuming this is the 6 that they're going to be running with. Should also be blue. Just going to be getting final confirmation, both teams are ready. So, on Ilios, does anybody have any predictions about which side is going to take, which side is going to be dominant on Ilios, or do you reckon it's going to be close? Okay, Pixies are ready and we're going to be going into map 1. I'm just going to do a quick pause test at the start just to make sure that it is bound correctly. Yep, pause does indeed work. Okay, so let's see what each of these teams are going to be running. We're going to have Pixies in pink and Legion in blue. Legion are going to opt for the Rhine, Diva, Echo. That's what they're showing right now. The other 3 haven't picked. And on the other side, we're going to see a very standard comp. The double shield with the Orisa Sigma and the Bap Zen, along with the Ashe and the Torb. A very common comp at the moment that is being run. Whereas Legion are going to go for a bit more of an unorthodox, unexpected comp, you could say, with the Doomfist, Echo, Rhine, Diva, Lucio. So they are going to have that advantage with the Lucio comp. They are going to have that massive speed advantage, and the Doomfist and the Echo do lead to like high burst damage pick potential. The Reinhardt is going to find it quite hard against this double shield and especially the Ashe Torb. So the Torb turret set up quite far in the back here, but just looking to put a bit of consistent damage on and not allow the tanks from the side of Pixies to be run over. Legion are going to be taking position on point right now. It's a nice hold. The follow-up damage does get eaten by the Diva, and Legion do get the first 2 kills in this match along with first cap, and with that the Torb gets punched over the edge, the Reinhardt charges in just to try and get some kills, the Orisa gets pushed all the way back, and the tanks, yeah, it's over for the Sigma. The Echo there from XJ doing quite well to put a lot of damage out in that fight already, building up to 61% of that copy right now. The Reinhardt coming up to the shatter very quickly. They're going to have Nano Boost online shortly. What ults do we have on the side for Pixies? Nothing really over 50%. And so, this Doomfist hiding in the corner, just looking to get a pick as the tanks push through. He's going to go onto the... No, he thought the supports or the Ashe was maybe going to push through. In fact, goes down. Nice shatter there. Finds 3, I believe. And the lamp comes out. It does manage to save the Orisa, but the Sigma and the Orisa now just behind the Reinhardt. The Sigma's a little out of position. Probably wants to be more with his team. The Nano Boost does go onto the Reinhardt. And so again, it's a nice hold there for the side of Legion. They did lose their Doomfist early, but they got enough kills to sustain throughout that fight. So this fight is going to be the Sigma ult and the Baptiste ult coming out for the side of Pixies, and they are going to have this Bob very shortly, as well as the Molten Core. So the Reinhardt just getting a lot of damage, but already Litho takes out the Ashe on this Doomfist. Oh, the trance goes out, but what a huge anti. I believe every single player was antied for the side of Pixies, and also although that trance comes out, it virtually does nothing. That's a huge play from the side of the Ana for this side of Legion. And with 88, 89% now, it's looking unlikely that someone for Pixies is even going to be able to touch, let alone win the fight. And so, even with a slightly unorthodox comp, a comp that you could say isn't top meta right now, they do manage to have quite good domination in this round. They do manage to get the touch with the Lucio. The Ryan charges back to attempt to deal with him, and the Bob managed to get a kill. The duplicate comes out and does go onto the Orisa. They get a free supercharger, as well as the Shatter and the Diva Bomb coming out. It's just a Lucio alive on point right now, as 4 of his team do go down. It's just a Lucio and Doomfist alive for Pixies right now. Can they clutch it? No, the Lucio's down. It's just a Doomfist left. And it's looking like the Doomfist is going to go down. Very low health right now. And the Pixies are unable to win this first fight. And so it's going to be Legion taking round 1 of Ilios. Sorry, 100-0. Teemo throws on MT. I mean, it's looking alright right now for Teemo and Legion. But, so we're going to go over to Well. We're going to see slight changes for the side of Pixies. They are going to be going over to this May Tracer, it seems. They're going to stay on the back. Oh no, they're going to be changing it up. They're going to Echo McCree. We're going to see a complete change of comp for the side of Legion though. They're going to be going onto that double shield with a Pharmacy with a Bat Echo. That comp is going to be putting out a lot of damage. It's going to be very hard for the Orisa Sig of the side of Pixies to do well. Let's hop on board with this Echo, sorry, and see what they can do at the start of this fight. They were doing a lot of damage last round, but now they've got a bit more direct competition for the Sky in the Echo themselves. They're going after Lucio right now. Oh, that's a nice pick. A lot of teamwork coming in there for the side. Sam did. Oh, it's a nice boop there from the Pharah. Does send that Orisa into the pit, and so right now, Pixies they do just need to back off. They just need to turn and run. This fight is all but over already, and it's going to be Legion. Yeah, no. Okay, they are eventually, it seems like, going to get this first cap, especially with this Pharah picking for another 2 kills and XJ taking out his counterpart in Skylex. And so that is going to be Legion taking first control on this second round of Ilios. Let's see what this Pharah's doing. This Pharah's putting out a lot of work right now. Just looking to try and get a boop off of spawn. No, it doesn't quite manage to get it. It is coming up to this barrage very shortly. 1 or 2 more rockets should get it. So let's see how they use this barrage. So we are going to see Pharmacy for both teams. Skylex does go over to that. This McCree, honestly, for the side of Pixies, isn't able to do too much right now. Just so much pressure coming out from these 2 flying DPS. Looking like they're going to go for a barrage shortly. But Pixies just opting to take a more split approach. Oh, it's a nice rock into the sky. The Pharah and Mercy for the side of Legion are both very low. The Pharah does go down to a rocket from Skylex. And I don't think that's going to be resible for the Mercy. It's going to be close. The Sigma... Oh, Skylex goes down to the Echo from XJ. The Sigma on the side is holding off for it at the moment, but XJ goes down to the Mercy himself, and the Sigma eventually falls to Isaac on that Orisa. So the lamp comes out for both for the side of Legion, and the Immortality field just immediately gets bursted, especially by that Orisa. Oh, but the Orisa goes into the pit. Another good boot there from Litho. But with that, Pixies are going to cap the point at 66% towards Legion. So the Pharah Echo 1v1 in the sky right now does get a bit of heals from this Mercy, which allows him to force the Echo away. Right now, Pixies just trying to take it slow, build up towards these ults. They do have this supercharger coming in shortly. which will be popped, I would imagine, at the start of this fight. They should be able to get up to a barrage, to a barrage and a Sigma Order to start this fight. But they already lose 2 picks. That's so much damage coming through the amplification matrix that they lose their Baptiste and McCree immediately, and that takes so much pressure off this Pharah. And the Orisa goes into the pit again. Oh no, this time coming from Teemo on the counterpart Orisa, and so Legion just flip it immediately back, only losing 42% in the process. So it's looking really good for Legion right now. They won that fight with only 1 ult invested, and that was the Baptiste ult. Oh, and a boop off at spawn. Oh, you hate to see it, and that's going to mean there's only 1 fight remaining for this Pixies team right now on this map. And they do need to win this map if they want to have any hopes of not going down 1-0 in this series. But they're going to be pushing into 5 ult. Oh, but they do find a nice gun onto the Pharah, which is immediately going to get rezzed. The Sigma is unable to stop that. The Supercharger does come out for the side of Legion. And this is just so much amplified damage that the Sigma is forced to touch and pops that kinetic grasp quite early. The barrage comes in immediately over his head and just squashes him. The Supercharger does come out. Oh, but the Flux, the barrage not finding anything for the side of Pixies, unfortunate. They do get 2 or 3 kills, but that might not be enough. It's the Sigma, and I think it's just the Orisa left to the side of Pixies right now, and it is just, they've got respawns coming back in a few seconds, but might not be quite quick enough. Isaac falls down, and that is going to be Pixies losing map 1, Ilios. So it's going to be going 1-0 up to Legion right now. Somebody in chat is saying the Orisa is getting bullied. I would agree with that. It's very hard for Isaac at the moment. There's just so much vertical damage, and yes, an Orisa shield is better at shielding against vertical damage than a Reinhardt shield for sure. But it's still not ideal situation. Nice little double kill there from Litho.
That's how we do it.
Okay, and so we're going to be seeing what swaps are going to be coming out for Legion. Because Pixies, unless they've had anybody join, they have not. They still only have these 6 players. So we're going to be going over to, what is the second map? It's going to be Eichenwald. Oh, not Halloween, just regular. Unfortunate, I wish we could play Halloween. So all in all, a pretty good performance from Legion in that first round, which was Ilios. They end up winning 2-0. The first round in a more dominant fashion than the second. But they showed some good play with a slightly unorthodox comp for the first round, running that Rein D.Va, Moira Lucio, Ana Lucio, Doomfist Echo against the standard double shield, Torb, Ashe, Bat Zen comp. But they found so much value with it, particularly for me, one of the highlights was seeing that anti-nade onto the Transcendence. And so all 5 other players antied, and so that the Transcendence just got 0 value, which is just so disheartening as a Zen player, because you've made the exact right play, but then if your team gets antied, there's just nothing you can do in that moment, because you can't even put out any damage or discord, of course. So we're going to see Smeko coming in here for Sam. So we are going to see Lug coming in for my alt account. Just going to swap those over. They were the two DPS players. Isaac was playing tank. Skylex was playing DPS. He was a support. I don't know about Andy or Andrew, but I think that's probably close to it. Okay, so I've been told that Pixies do not mind whether they attack or defend, and so I'll just leave it as. I heal you kill says yay Smecker. Yes, Smecker is indeed in. Oh no, Smecker left. He's had the team chat glitch, which is unfortunate. We're just going to be waiting for him to restart his game. Okay, just waiting on Legion to call they're ready, and then we're going to be starting map 2. Bye Smecker. No, Smecker's back. Okay, and so both teams are now ready. They need to fix it. It doesn't happen on PC. The voice chat bug. Yeah, it is a very frustrating thing. It doesn't seem like something that would be too hard to fix, but hey ho, it's Blizzard. When can you expect them to fix things quickly? It's a shame. It's workable around it. Yeah, I think the easiest option is just to put people into is just to take a party chat. But I know for some people it affects with their ability to hear in-game sounds. So on defense, we are going to see this Orisa Sigma, Pharmacy Echo Bap. So they did show this comp on Ilios well, and they did have quite good success with it. So right now, the attack is showing Ryan Zarya, Torb, Ashe, Bap, Zen. I would expect that to go to Orisa Sigma. That tank line of Ryan Zarya doesn't make too much sense. Okay, so they are gonna. Andrew is gonna swap over to Sigma. Maybe they're gonna run the Winston with it, but I'd expect the Orisa. Yes, they are going to go to that Orisa. So we're going to see mirrored tank lines and mirrored support lines. The only difference in these comps is the Ashe, is the Torb against the Echo. So Legion did swap over to that Ashe Zen in the end. Oh, Lipid does go quite low, but Log finds a nice opening kill onto Andy. It's a nice pull into the rock there. The Sigma Grasp is going to eat up a lot of the follow-up damage from that Orisa Holt. So right now these teams just poking and prodding, just trying to build up ults right now. Looking like the Sigma ult is the Sigma and Orisa ult charge are building up at very similar times. It's a nice pull into the stun there. The Zen does go quite low for the side of the offense, and the lamp is forced out early. The Baptiste window does come out a little earlier for the side of the defense. Not in the all best position, but it does have that nice little angle to eventually get. The Orisa's hiding in the corner. So It's a nice flank there from the Zen. Doesn't manage to find too much damage in the end. It does rotate back towards to be with his team. Oh, but that Sigma just gets absolutely melted by this Echo. The Echo is going to be coming up on duplicate soon, and the Orisa, oh, there's just nothing you can do against this Echo. Echo's focusing beam is so strong. 200 DPS per second is just absurd. So it's going to be a nice hold there for the side of Legion, and they did that with only using one ult, being that Baptiste ult, and they're already approaching 50% again. The offense does have quite a few ults here. They haven't managed to build too much of this supercharger, but they do have most of their other ults. The Sigma Flux is going to be coming very soon. They have both support ults. Chances are probably going to come out at very similar times. They just can't quite get this turret set up. It just gets destroyed almost immediately when it goes down. Oh, but the Echo Stickies do manage to take out the Zen, and that is most likely going to be this attack completely stifled here. The Echo does go very low on the defense, but is eventually going to get healed up. So they're just waiting right now, just trying to just poke and prod a little bit for their Zen to come back. And so they are going to have 5 ults and the 6th coming up shortly. That is for the side of Pixies. So the Baptiste window comes out, and the transfer answer is quite nice. Oh, and the burn on the Zen does manage to take him down. Wasn't able to be healed up in time. They're going to see the blocks coming out the side of the offense. But he dies before the damage can be put out, and the Orisa Supercharger is out for the defense. The defense lose 2 here, but they do manage to get the kills required. So that was quite a heavy investment in that fight by the side of Pixies on this offense. They used that Sigma Flux, they used the Torb Molten Core, they used Bob, and they used Window, and they got 2 kills to show for it. They didn't manage to get any point pressure at all. I don't think, besides Bob, any of them have actually managed to touch the point this entire round so far. Legion having a very good defense so far, and they still have 4 ults. They held that point against 4 ults, only managing to use the the Orisa ult and this Transcendence. Oh, the Echo does get a little caught and does have to pop that duplicate just to stay alive. The Sigma ult comes in to try and help. The Transcendence handles that nicely. The Ashe does go down for the side of the defense, which might be the opening pick that Pixies need to finally get some pressure onto this point. They do lose their Zen in the process, though, which is huge, and the Echo around the back does eventually get taken out by Andy on that McCree. So we're going to see Immortality field out for the defense. Can they take it out? No, they do manage to put a lot of damage onto Smepa on their Sigma, though. The Orisa goes down from Teemo. And so it's looking like the beginning of the end for Legion with this. They've had a very good defense so far. But it's looking like Pixies are going to cap it. It is overtime, however, so they are going to have only 2.5 minutes going into point B if they are successful in capping this point, which it looks like they're going to be. The Echo just suicides onto point to try and get a bit more ult charge. And so that is going to be Pixies capping point A of Eichenwald. And they do actually have quite a good ult advantage coming into this next point. The McCree is burning. Oh, but just about gets saved by that Baptiste in time. Not too sure whether that Immortality field was needed, but better safe than sorry, I guess. The Orisa pull into the Sig Rock doesn't manage to find too much. The Ashe on the high ground just putting out a lot of damage right now, and the Sigma for the side of the offense goes down. It's an Orisa 1v1. This is high octane gameplay. Each is shooting shields, and eventually the Isaac does have to back off. Smecker does find the kill onto Andy on that McCree. Oh, and the Orisa just gets absolutely melted by the Echo. And then Smecker does find the kill onto the opposing Echo. So both Echoes here are going to have duplicate. It's going to be interesting to see how each of them use this. Last time we saw XJ kind of almost panic ult and just had to use it defensively to keep himself alive and swapped onto that Orisa. Didn't manage to build up to that supercharge, unfortunately for him. So the Baptiste window is going to come out, and immediate response is that Transcendence again. The High Noon comes out as well, but doesn't manage to find anything. There's a nice burn there from the Ashe of Litho, and so 4 kills coming out for the defense. They do lose their Ashe in the process, but finally that another kill onto Andrew is going to finish that fight. And so again, a nice hold from the side of Legion, but they do use 3 ults in the process. So Litho is going to swap over to the Widowmaker from the Ashe. Oh, XJ a little out of position, a bit too aggressive into the spawn. Does manage, and he does fall to the side to the shooting of Rotary. And so, oh, the Widow goes down immediately. So Skylex is going to swap onto that Sigma on the high ground. And you're going to try and displace this Baptiste and Sigma up here. They do manage to push them off, both off the high ground, which I guess you take. Not quite managing to build up to this Echo Ult is going to go after that form shortly. And so both teams are going onto Widow right now. Andy does fall to XJ though. And so we're going to see a Sigma Ult coming out for the side of the offense. The Lamp nicely catches that, all the damage taken up to that. Oh, there's a nice pull Flux there. Does find 2 and does find both of those kills. Actually, Smeka finding 3 with that ult. Huge plays from him. Did have the boost from that Holt as well, which is huge, and Discord onto several of those targets as they were in the air, but a lot of damage. You're going to see my ult account does leave, but he's on the subs bench. That is fine. And so overall, a very nice hold for Legion. That is still very defendable though for the side of Pixies. If they can get a nice first point defense and just burn a lot of time off the clock. So they did end up getting it to just under the bridge. So worst comes to worst, they can still probably take 2 fights on second. Though the second would have to be rushed. This defensive point just under the bridge is a very nice place to hold if you are the defense. And then of course, as long as they don't stagger too hard on first point, they could always take a choke point hold here at the doorway. So right now, the offense is showing this same comp. Actually no, they are going to be running with the Farret, at least that's what they're showing. But so the Orisa Sigma and the Bat Zen worked wonders for them on their defense. But they're showing currently this Echo Farah. So we're looking like we're going to see a dive defense here. This is going to be interesting. This is a almost all or nothing defense here against this double shield. Maybe they just thought they can't quite match them on this double shield, and so the thing is they've got some late swaps. Are they going to make it in time? They've got 3 of their members still at spawn. Okay, so they do just have to play back. I hope their tanks realise they don't have the rest of the team with them right now. It's going to be interesting to see how the Winston takes this engagement. So they do spot, for Shadow Legion, they do spot this dive defense. So the Winston bubble is forced out pretty early and doesn't manage to get too much cleave before he has to jump away. He does have that Discord on him, which means that any damage onto him is going to be amplified so much. Oh, but they lose Skylix on this Doomfist immediately. The Baptiste Immortality Field is immediately forced out. They do manage to take out the Zen, does Pixies. The Immortality Field forced out for both teams as well. But unfortunately, Litho just finding another kill on this Farah. Oh, but Infinity Vision does go down. And so, if you're the defense here, you're just trying to buy time for your Divas to get back in mech, for your Winston to be healed up. Never mind, the Winston just gets absolutely deleted. So much damage came out. Teemo finding 2 kills, taking out both of the tanks. XJ does go down to his fellow Echo, and as well as Smeka going down from Skylix. So 3 for 3 right now is a 3v3 on point. It's a Zen, a Farah, and a Baptiste against now just a Baptiste, unfortunately, with both of the DPS going down. But all the tanks are back. The Winston's back. The Diva's going to be back shortly as well. Here she is. And so, Pixie's actually doing a pretty decent job. Legion did manage to pick up one tick in that fight. And XJ taking out the Winston on point. Does the Diva realise? Okay, so XJ is going to get a second tick just about. And taking the 1v1 to Andy, but it does end up losing that actually. Andy doing a pretty good job with that focusing beam. Nice tracking there. Teemo does take out Andy in the end, but his supercharger falls immediately afterwards, and so does he now. Oh, the Sigma ult from Smeka not finding anything. The Doomfist punches out of the way just in time. But as I say about that Doomfist, he does fall to the Zen. The Baptiste is back now for the defense. But there's not many of his team. The Baptiste can't do too much here. The Winston just vertical jumps to try and escape. Does have this primer if they want to stall. So the Baptiste window is out to the side of the defense. Both of the Echoes falling. No, sorry, not both the Echoes. Both the Echoes getting a kill. But again, Pixies do just enough to push Legion back. Legion have won this fight a couple times now, but never got quite enough kills to be able to push into the point. The Echo gets caught back from that hold just as she flew away. Nice play there from Teemo on this deal. So 3 tanks now for the side of Legion. It's going to be super hard. That Isaac on that Winston just absolutely melted it, even with the primal. The Immortality Field is forced out by the Diva Bomb. The trance comes in. as well as the barrage to the side of the offense. Is the D.Va bomb going to find him? The D.Va bomb does not. It's launched a little bit too high, and the point is nearly going to be capped. So Teemo just staying alive due to this immortality field. Nice play there from Infinity. And so it's just Isaac left, and with all the kills going in favor, XJ picks up a nice couple. I think it was a 3-piece for himself there. And so that is going to be Legion capping point A. All in all, a pretty good stall for the side of oh, XJ with a nice kill, just absolutely deletes the Lucio. So all in all, a pretty good stall for the side of Pixies. They do go over to this Sigma now. XJ just looking to put a bit of pressure on this Ashe, but it doesn't quite manage to put enough pressure before the Ashe manages to find a kill. It's a nice dive coming in with both tanks and the Doomfist for the side of Pixies. So they're just trying to deal with this Wrecking Ball right now, but the Wrecking Ball does manage to get out. The Doomfist finds another kill, this time onto Infinity Ward. Infinity Vision. Not Infinity Ward. Oh, but Andrew rolling through with this Wrecking Ball does manage to pick up 2 kills, putting the last final blow onto them. We're going to see what this McCree sees right now. Okay. So the Pixies just setting up for another dive right now. They do manage to get a kill onto Lither. That's a huge pick. So XJ picks the Baptiste. I would assume that's probably not what he was going for with this Echo. Oh, it's a nice pull. And the early window. They have a second window to follow up afterwards. Isaac does get absolutely melted. A nice pull there from the Orisa. XJ does... the ult does run out. And they do eventually... Smeka is going to be pushing this point. Being a little point... yeah, he's going to be the point bitch. So the Doomfist does get a kill in the back, picking out McCree. Oh, and the Baptiste with this amplification matrix does manage to take out this Orisa. Sorry, what's her name? Brigitte, as well as the Sigma. The Baptiste having an intense 1v1 up here. Let's see who's going to win this, and it is going to be Infinity Vision winning that. With still about half health remaining, he's now having a 1v1 against this Lucio. And the Lucio eventually gets the kill. I think there's a bit of help there from the Ashe, so we can't quite call that a 1v1, which is unfortunate. Always got to go for bragging rights, you know. And so XJ is going to go over to Sombra now. That's an interesting swap. We haven't seen Sombra from either of these teams right now. The Doomfist does go for a rollout, but decides to back off in the end. So the Sombra, I believe, did just hack this Mega at the bottom. She did. It's going to allow her team to play around that a bit if they choose to. Oh, but the immortality field is forced out really early for the side of Legion, and they do lose their Brig now. So it's a nice Sigma Flux, but then countered by that B. But a huge High Noon finds 2 people. And so Lither, wherever he is on this flank... Oh, but he does fall himself. Okay, so Pixies lose 4 here. It is just a Lucio versus an Orisa on point. Never mind, the Orisa is dead due to this Ashe that has come to help her Lucio. If Legion can reset quick and push in, they should be able to still have this advantage. Most of the team for the side of Pixies is not back there. Winston is, and their Wrecking Ball is soon to join the team fight. So they've swapped over to both teams running this Winston Ball comp. Who's going to be touching? It's going to be the Winston touching. So the Primal out from the side of Pixies though, which is going to be huge. The Doomfist punch in does manage to find Infinity Vision. Oh, but Smeka... not Smeka, sorry. Teemo does manage to get a boop onto Isaac. And so with 3 kills going the way of Legion, it's looking so unfortunate. Oh, the Sombra managed to hack the ball, and that ball is just instantly evaporated. Lucio is the only person left here for the side of Pixies, and so after such a valiant defense, they are eventually going to fall, and so Legion are going to pick up this map as well. But after quite a dominant defense, Pixies really... Sorry, after quite a dominant defense, Legion seemed to struggle a little bit there. Pixies' dive defense managed to hold them all the way until basically overtime. I think they had a few seconds remaining there. This flank really changed it. It's a nice Sigma Flux into High Noon. They just didn't know about him in the backline, and then picks up a 3rd kill as well onto the Wrecking Ball. Does die to the Lucio in the end, but we don't talk about it. Nobody saw it.
Nice and easy. Just how I like it.
So our next map is going to be Volskaya. Oh, just gone past it. Oh, no. Oh my gosh, there we go. This should be blue. So Pompeo is going to be coming in for Lug. Or Lou, gotta know how to pronounce that. So Pixies are ready. They're happy to attack again. Both teams are ready.
Traveling to Volskaya Industries. Initiating launch.
So on this map, what are we going to see? We'll find out in a couple of seconds what each of the teams is going to be showing.
Ready for battle. Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
So on the attack, it's looking. Pixies are showing this dive comp. They've had quite a bit of success with it. Andy is going to go on for that Sombra. They're going to play Sombra Genji. Looking like they're just going to be invested into this Nano Blade. On the defense, we are going to see a Soldier. That's a pick that's kind of surprising. I would have expected like an Asher or McCree if they're going to hit scan. So the Soldier is going to be holding up on this high ground by himself. Not opting to play onto this garage top here. Double shield again. So the Sombra is going to be going on, and the Ball are going to be pushing this Soldier right side. The Soldier immediately has to just run away. Sombra reveals herself, it doesn't manage to get too much done. And so the dive pump has managed to find its way past the choke quite nicely. The Ball does power drive on, but immediately has to run away. This Echo putting so much pressure on this Ball. The Ball knows he can't stay around if he's at half health, he's just going to absolutely melt it. Oh, so Smecker does fall down, did get hacked and then died to the final blow coming from that Zen, and the Orisa gets booped off the map, and so it's looking like first point is going to go, and that's with a lot of kills coming in very soon, a nice full 6 killed. First point is going to go pretty quickly to Pixies. So we are going to just see this Genji opting, I think, just go around the left hand side, whereas the tanks are going to be pushing this top right. The Ana, nice setup there. So Smecker is going to be going over to the Roadhog. Infinity does have his Immortality field forced out pretty early. Who is he taking a 1v1 against? He's taking a 1v1 against Genji, and unfortunately for him, he loses. It's a nice minefield, as well as the primal range can be coming out. And so the Sombra hacking this Orisa. Oh, but they do lose their Zen. That might be the opening pick. Oh, and with those sticky bombs taking out the Sombra as well, that might be the kills that the side of Legion need. to recontest this and win this recontest. Oh, there's Litho taking out the Alna way in the back. What is he doing over there? Does fall to himself, unfortunately. But the Echo play there from XJ, really good. Just to get those 2 kills and just stop that snowball. So they are going to have this EMP Nano Blade, and then they also have this Transcendence, which I would expect is going to come out to stop this Soldier ult. So the defense is on Brig, Lucia. The Wrecking Ball goes off the map. I don't know how the Wrecking Ball goes off the map, but the Wrecking Ball goes off the map. The Winston falls shortly after. It does get a nice hook. Let's see what the Genji do. Right now, just go very low. Get some nice damage onto them. I think they're just setting up this EMP Nanoblade. So we're going to be watching this Genji as I'm expecting this Nanoblade to be coming out shortly. The Echo in the back, then she nearly goes off the map. Because the Echo is very low with the Discord orb. So the Genji does have this Nano, but the Genji can't do too much with it. So the EMP does come out, this Nano does... Oh, does go nice power rotation on the soldiers. So all in, I think that Nano is a little early, but the Genji still does manage to find 2 kills with it. Oh, and Smeko goes off the edge to the Wrecking Ball. Feels bad. XJ does manage to pick up both supports though, which could be huge for Legion. A Doomfist swap now for the side of Litho. And the rally as well. Pumpio is very low though, just has to hide in the corner from this thing. He is going to be proccing Inspire off the mines, which is something that I really don't understand why it's in the game. But all in all, they managed to survive an EMP Nanoblade really well there, did Legion. Unfortunately for them, the EMP Blade is going to be coming up relatively shortly. Not the Nano is only at 20%. But both this EMP and the Blade are around about 60%. A nice Holt hook again from Smeka and Teemo. Holt into the hook, nice kill, and just like the previous fight, that Holt hook just completely ends the push immediately. And again, unfortunately, this is a Wrecking Ball. Andrew is just not having a good time right now. The hook this time doesn't manage to find too much. So Smeka does have this disappointment. There is someone on the point, but who? Okay, it is Sombra, just going to try and distract him a little bit. So right now, I guess the offense, they could say they're just trying to farm up for this Nano. They do have this EMP and the Blade. I would assume they're probably going for the same offense. So they're going for the EMP. He does manage to hit 4, including this Roadhog who does fall down. The Orisa does get rehacked and is at all 1 HP. The Brig's just about surviving at point so low, but it does eventually fall down, as does the Orisa that got hacked. The Echo falls down as well after being hacked, but again, XJ finds a kill, as does Litho. The Meteor Strike, I think, was just there to stall. Litho does fall in the end, and the Moira from Pumpio does fall. Smeka is back on this Roadhog. Does manage to get that take a breather out before he gets antied or hacked out of it, which is really good for him. Right now, oh, Teemo finds 2 with that supercharge, so that's so huge. XJ finding another kill onto Sombra. Teemo finding his 3rd for the fight. And yet again, Legion turn around a fight they should not have won. Pixies just not quite having that killer instinct, not quite finishing off these fights quick enough. I think that's a problem with the Dive. Dive does super well at the start of a fight, but just in a long sustain, the Orisa, the Echo, the Brig, they just get so much value over a sustained fight. So the Sombra is just sitting in the back right now, again, doing really well to charge up these EMPs pretty much every fight and a half or so. But the Holt hook again, actually, Smeka gets Nanoblade comes out, does find the Moira, but nothing else just yet. Litho finds 2 in the backside. Oh, the EMP comes out, but there's so many members from the side of Pixies who are 1 HP. And And so this is going to be another rally coming out, and so it's looking unfortunate for Pixies. Looking like they're not going to... Are they even going to get to touch? They do get to touch, but this Wrecking Ball is at 1 HP and gets so burst down by that focusing beam. It's so unfortunate. Nice pin from Teemo onto the Monkey. The Monkey does now have Primal, but it's getting melted so quickly. This is insane. The focusing beam doing so much damage as well as this Roadhog. Nice hook from Smeka onto the Lucio. And with the Doom Pistol as well, just a celebration it seems. The Wrecking Ball is here, but this is over. There's no way this Wrecking Ball clutches up this fight. And so that is going to be Legion with holding Pixies to just before second tick on Sky second point. So again, Pixies can be opting for this dive defense, sticking with this Sombra Genji. And so again, Pixies running this dive and Legion running the the more static double shield comp. Both teams running a soldier, which is interesting. So they swapped off the Genji in the end. So right now, oh, Smeka does find a nice early kill. So Andrew there just caught a little out of position. I think he got halted into a Brig Bash, and the Monkey does have to run away from Isaac. Smeka is going to be dropping to contest point whilst the rest of his team hold high ground. Very nice play there from Legion. You don't really need more than one dropping down. So the Moira is going to follow, and so many kills coming in for the side of Legion right now. XJ does go off the map courtesy of Rotary. Litho just completely uncontested on this high ground. Andrew is back just to stall time, but immediately just gets deleted. Very clinical play for the side of Legion, and so they're going to be going into second point with about 5.5 minutes, 5 minutes 45. XJ finding a nice kill, so Andy is going to get the quick respawn, which is good for him. But on this Ashe, so they're running the Ashe Soldier now, really trying to put pressure on this Echo. XJ has just been having so much impact on all three maps so far. So I expect with this next Orisa shield that Legion are going to be pushing onto the point. They do have this rally up shortly at 7%. So there's going to be a nano boost going onto the soldier right now. He does not have visor, which is unfortunate. That would have been a nice combo. Smeka does find one with the ult. They lose XJ. Oh, Litho wins the soldier 1v1. Oh, but Litho pops his ult and gets deleted by Andy. And so that is going to be the push ended, unfortunately for Legion. Oh no, they're going to actually invest both this Orisa ult and this Brig rally as well as that. They really want to win this fight here. They do manage to pick up the first hit. The rally is going to come out on the counter side though. Rotary is at half HP and just gets absolutely deleted. Bob does manage to come out. That is going to stall for a bit. The attack visor is now out for the defense as well as this Wrecking Ball coming out. Bob does get melted, but the Wrecking Ball manages to stall enough. Oh, the D.Va Bomb is out. Is this D.Va Bomb going to find anything? It does. It finds both the tanks. It finds 2 shield tanks. For the offense, surely that's his push over. Surely it is. The D.Va finding another kill. Andrew eventually getting value out of this D.Va. Yeah, and so a nice hold there for the defense. Let's hop on board with XJ right now. See what he can do with this duplicate.
Flight routine activated.
So he does go for this soldier. Is going to get a very quick tac visor here. But he is... Oh, and he does lose his copied form, unfortunately. He does manage to get a nice kill with the focusing beam onto that wrecking ball. The Moira is going to go down here to this Helix rocket, but the XJ does fall in the end. As does the Brig. Oh, it's 3 for 3 right now. It's a Lucio, Ash, and Soldier against 2 tanks. Oh, but with this Orisa falling, it's looking like Alicia are not going to get it this attempt. Smecker is the only person left, and he falls eventually as well. So Andrew did go over to the Reinhardt during all that. I expect him to probably go back to the Diva. I think the Reinhardt was just a stall, or is he going to stay on it? So he does go to the Monkey, in fact. So, oh, Andy finds a nice opening pick onto XJ, and then onto Litho as well. So this Litho does have sound barrier here. It's going to be think. So let's think. What are they going to save that for? I would expect they're saving that for the tac visor. That would be what makes the most sense to me. Oh, this wrecking ball from Isaac, slightly overstaying his welcome, but does manage to get out. Is at half HP though. Does manage to pick up the Mega in the end though. So this Winston just hiding up here. Does Smecker know is the question. Does he know? I don't think he knows. Oh, but he absolutely deletes that Lucio. Oh, oh. The mines do manage to push Legion away, but Smecker with a nice hook again. Litho pops his tap visor again and doesn't manage to find any value. Dies immediately after popping the tap visor yet again. So this sample does come out a little late. I'm not really too sure who that was to save. I think it was to save the wrecking ball. Tap visor for the defense as well. And so here, this is an interesting swap. Litho's going to go into the Hanzo. Skylex doesn't manage to find anything with that tap visor. And so again, Supercharger Rally and Coalescence invested here by the offense. Brig does manage to stun Bob, so they get a bit of time to put damage into it, and so they do delete Bob very quickly. Smecker during all that was using Whole Hog as well. And so it's looking like it's going to be a Legion win here, surely. Surely they can finish this up. Just a Wrecking Ball left. The Wrecking Ball going down. That is going to be Legion eventually. After quite a good defense for Pixies there, I must say. Legion are going to be winning this map and going 3-0 up in this series. So we're not going to be going to a 5th map of Oasis, unfortunately. The series will end after the next map. The question is, will it be a 4-0 or a 3-1 as we head over to our final map of Dorados?
Most enjoyable.
So, Sammy's going to be coming back in. Our Lord and Savior Smecker is going to be going out again. Infinity is going to be going out as well. Played very well that map. Miles Count is going to be coming back in. Pixies say they are ready whenever.